Countless times I thought about giving up, right? And just saying, why am I doing this to myself? My name is George Grandis Copeland, and my companies are Laborum Edge, digital marketing agency, and Market Guide. Music kind of became a thing for me, so I took the path of becoming a music manager or an artist manager for a friend of mine who got a record deal when we got back, and it was two other guys, and then so a group of three that I helped manage, and that basically hit a climax point where we brought in an international, I don't know if I guess he is international, Juicy J, I don't know if anyone's heard of him, 3-6 Mafia. And we brought him in to headline a concert and sold out the show. It was like one of the craziest events like the city has had in years. And then they thought they were like too cool for school. So they're like, okay, we're gonna do this all on our own. So the whole group broke up, and the owner of the venue called me like a month later and said, hey, that was an incredible like event. Would you wanna keep doing that for me? And that was around the time when everyone was breaking up. It took some time to get through the motions of that. And so I didn't know what I was going to do next. And I was like, well, that sounds fun. And so he wanted me to do parties more than not just events. And so I was able to take my experience in Israel. And so I took all of his secrets, and I brought it to Richmond, Virginia, which is like not a premier city in America, right, as far as nightlife goes, and was able to really step up the nightlife there. So I wasn't making a lot of money doing this, for the record, and I don't have a financial support system really, so it's really been me for the most part. My dad gave me the camera, and he gave me around $6,000 total in the course of my business, and that was all the investment I've ever gotten. And then my mom helped me out by letting me stay in her house for a few months, like rent-free. It was probably a little more than a few months, honestly. Between those two things, other than that, it was like all or nothing. And I think that's a really important thing in entrepreneurship, for the record, not having a plan B, because it instilled this like consistent sense of there's no other way but to just win, like to make any sacrifice required to make sure that I'm not gonna be homeless one day, right? And there was many times, countless times I thought about giving up, right? And just saying, why am I doing this to myself? Because I mean, I'm a capable person. I could totally be fine making a salary, but life didn't let me do that, let's say. So anyways, I then did sales for used cars, and I, within a few months, hated my life, and I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning from the nightlife, right? Doing 4 nights a week with that, and then waking up and being at the car lot at 8, and then falling asleep and hating the fact that I didn't believe in what I was selling. So then he gave me a choice. So he's like, you're either gonna do the nightlife or you're gonna stick with me and do just cars. And I was like, I can't, I need both, right? And so he gave me a few weeks, and then 6 months prior, Elvis Duran, who's like a really big, famous DJ on the radio, he's syndicated across the whole country, came to Richmond to do like a visit, just at the club. And so I met him, and I met an executive that was with him, and then 6 months later, right around this time when he's saying you have to choose, the day that he told me I'm done, like he said, all right, just you made your choice, you're gonna do the nightlife instead. That guy, the executive I met with Elvis Duran, called me and said, I'm offering you a job. I want you to be the promotions director for 2 of the largest radio stations in our city. And I was like, this is a joke, like someone's pranking me right now. And he's like, no, I'm serious, this is me. And so he said, think about it, let me know. And of course I thought about it quickly and let him know. So I got that. I got a job at a radio station. I worked there, and then ended up going back into nightlife because that didn't work out. Corporate life, not for an entrepreneur. If you're like a real entrepreneur, you cannot work in corporate. It's just, especially in like a super old school toxic like corporate lifestyle where people are just it's not about the or the customer. It's just about revenue, profit, and who cares about actually doing the right thing. And that's just not me. It never has been. And so that taught me a life lesson, but it taught me also how to sell in life, which I didn't know how to sell myself at that point. And so from there, I then met now one of my best friends and mentors, Shiloh Jones, who hired me to help him open up a nightlife venue. So I convinced him to spend $6,000 on websites, one for the nightclub, one for the restaurant. And 3 months go by and we don't get anything. It's like opening night and all we have is like a coming soon page. And so basically the guy in charge of this website project in the company apparently went crazy, and they couldn't find someone to replace him, and I had to quickly figure out how to get websites built. So that's when I discovered WordPress. I spent within 2 weeks I had both websites built, so that came naturally to me. And everyone loved them, and I realized how much I enjoyed building websites. And so from my background in nightlife, I had all these entrepreneur connections, all the VIPs that I would, network with. That ended up being my entry to websites. So I had 2 couples. The true detail is the lady who cuts my hair, or used to cut my hair, I was sitting in her chair and she's telling me about how she wants to do a jewelry business. And I said, okay, well, I just built these websites for, the venue, right? And check them out. And she's like, that's incredible, you should do a website for me. And so I said, okay. And then her husband has a real estate company. So he's like, well, do one for me. And then they have a ton of friends that are entrepreneurs. So that kept me going for about 3 years. And I did B&I and all these other things, but things didn't work out with the venue. And so that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna fall back into this website thing. Gratitude is a big one. Just, it's really connected me with the higher power. But yeah, gratitude, confidence, comfort, resilience, hope or belief in a sense, that everything's gonna be okay in life, The energy that I feel in this room is special. I've been to a lot of different groups, or been a part of many different groups in our industry, and I think there's something special here. If you actually want to be around a bunch of incredible people that have life commitments and actually want to live a life of purpose, this is the place for you. And just be open-minded, and you don't have to feel like you're the smartest person in the room. Actually, I don't feel like that when I'm here, which is great, right? You just have to be hungry and passionate to succeed, and yeah, that's what I'd say.
Thank you for watching this video, and thank you to our amazing members that are coming and sharing their journey about digital marketing agency and also life in general. If you want to learn more about these inspiring stories, make sure to click over here, or learn about the speakers that are coming and sharing their knowledge with us over here. Now, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe somewhere over here. We'll share also any links about our Inner Circle, Mastermind events, and our big event of the year down below.